All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes, Nigerian teacher among top 50 educators worldwide. Mr. Kayode Adewale, a mathematics teacher at Imagbon Imaka Comprehensive High School, Ogun State, has earned a spot among the 50 finalists for the prestigious 2025 Global Teacher Prize. 50 teachers chosen from all over the world as finalists out of thousands that competed, and Mr. Kayode is one of them. If we could research the other 49 teachers, I can almost assure you that Mr. Kayode will be the poorest. He will be the least paid and the most neglected by the government of his country. But look at how far he has come. We celebrate you, Mr. Kayode. On this channel, we celebrate good news when we lay our hands on them and they are genuine. When Kemi Badenoch became the leader of the opposition in the UK Parliament, I reported it here. And when Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was re-elected DG of World Trade Organization, I didn't fail to tell us here. We congratulated Atalanta striker, the footballer Ademola Lookman, when he was crowned the best footballer in Africa. What we want is a better Nigeria. But we will never sugarcoat the truth here under the guise of being objective or staying positive. So when wrong things are going on, we will not fail to report them, regardless of whose ox is God. And a few hours ago, Tinubu and his cabinet entered into a disgraceful back and forth with one of the prominent Nigerians who tried to persuade Nigerians not to blame Tinubu. He tried to defend Tinubu at the beginning of this disaster. Now, that man who once said that Tinubu should not be blamed for the problems of Nigeria is now in an altercation with the Tinubu government because he is now tired of the failure of the government and he's blaming them himself. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, a very disgraceful video from the Senate began making the rounds. You won't believe what the Inspector General of Police, Egbetokun, and some senators displayed at the National Assembly today. Before I show you details of these top stories, let me quickly show you this video. Now, I was shocked to my bones when I watched this video. Can you believe that on Armed Forces Remembrance Day, a day that Nigeria honors her fallen soldiers, can you believe that some of the women displayed as widows of late soldiers are most likely fake? The man interviewed in this video is saying categorically that some of those women that put on black at those events cannot be trusted to be wives of fallen soldiers. See the video.
From Texas is the National Secretary, retired members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and the Director of Media, Coalition of Concerned Military Veterans, Roy Okidiebe. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast, Mr. Okidiebe. Talk to us first about the significance of recognizing or remembering the fallen heroes, those who had actually gone forth ahead of us in protecting this nation's sovereignty.
Well, thank you, TVC. Thank you for this opportunity. We are everly so grateful all the time that you look into military matters and bring us on board. Now, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day started when I was 6 years old, 1976. And to be candid, events have overtaken the reality of that day because the world has formed a global best practice for veterans, and there are better inputs and better colorations to put on the life of a veteran, even those that they left behind.
Right, interesting stuff. So if you see some of the things that we've experienced so far, for instance, in remembering the military, the armed forces, we had the president donating significant amount of money for the Emblem Appeal Fund launch. Lagos State also donated 75 million naira, and then we also read that Kano State government donated a sum of 12 million naira. And then we are in solidarity. We are also in solidarity with the fallen heroes, the Remembrance Day, by wearing, this emblem on us. But then, talk to us about what do you understand, or make us understand how these monies or this fund is being utilized. Where does it go in terms of transparency and accountability in utilizing this fund?
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we were bestowed upon by the Nigerian Legion when every other country in the world were also updating their own legionnaires. We failed to update ours. If you remember, we have a plague currently in Nigeria that we are trying to expel, the plague of corruption. That same plague has eaten deep into the Nigerian Legion because we have never ever seen the benefits of monies realized. As I speak to you, I have veteran children that I pay school fees for, and so many of my colleagues have other veteran women, wives that we sponsor. And we don't know where they pick just some people wearing black clothes and they appear on the Armed Forces Remembrance Day and they call them widows of fallen heroes. I need the EFCC to look into the activities of the Nigerian Legion and save the trauma that the military veterans are going through.
You heard that. Now, do you expect us to see these kind of updates and refuse to tell the whole world? We should refuse to tell the whole world in the name of protecting our country's image. Men who gave their lives for Nigeria cannot be properly honored. And you are talking about protecting the country's image? People who served Nigeria for 35 years to get their pensions and gratuities, they have to protest under sunshine and rain. Now the APC is hiring women to pose as widows the same way they hired bishops for the unveiling of their Muslim tickets. What a shame. And tomorrow the Minister of Information will come out and start blaming Nigerians that they are not patriotic. Tell me, is there any form of patriotism that is more than a man giving his life for his nation? But some of these soldiers did it and their widows are being replaced by paid impostors. And the man in that interview who made that allegation is not just an ordinary person before you say he's saying nonsense. That is the Director Media Coalition of Concerned Military Veterans. So he knows what he's saying. Now, these kind of occurrences are inevitable in a country where everything is seen as an opportunity to make money. Everything is seen as reward for something you have done before. You are organizing an event, Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Instead of you to just go to the association of, late military's widows, because they have an association, just go there and pick some of them. No, you will contract it. You will give the contracts to somebody. Then that one will just go and hire some people. Just wear them black. Is it not just to wear black and parade yourselves? Then those women, even if their husbands are still alive, they will wear the black, collect the 10,000 or 20,000 and go and parade themselves. That is the joke that this country has become. What an atrocity. Now, let us look at details of the top stories. First is that disgraceful back and forth between the Tinubu government and the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido. And next is that shameful, disgusting, and heartbreaking video coming out of the Nigerian Senate. The Inspector General of Police, Egbetokun, and some senators having a go at one another after a daylight fraud was exposed. Let's start by taking that update regarding the Tinubu government and the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi. Now, here is the background to the story. At the beginning of this disastrous Tinubu regime, Sanusi Lamido came out and said this: why Tinubu shouldn't be blamed for Nigeria's economic hardship. He began giving reasons why they should not blame Tinubu. But after the failure became so clear, Sanusi returned yesterday to say this in a video.
I can stand here today and I can give a few points that are contrary, a few points that explain perhaps what we're going through and how it was totally predictable, most of it, and maybe avoidable. But I'm not going to do that. I've chosen not to speak about the economy and the reforms, or to even explain anything because if I explain it would help this government, and I don't want to help the government. I don't want to help this government. You know, they're my friends. If they don't behave like friends, I don't behave like a friend. So I watch them being stewed, and they don't even have people with credibility who can come and explain what they're doing. But I'm not going to help. I started out helping, but I'm not going to help. I'm not going to discuss it. Let them come and explain to Nigerians why the policies that are being pursued are being pursued. And meanwhile, I'm watching a very nice movie with popcorn in my hands. I'm watching them stew.
You heard that. Emir Sanusi Lamido Sanusi there now criticizing the government that he once defended. And not only him, so many prominent Nigerians who began by saying, oh, give Tinubu some time, he knows what he's doing. All of them are now blaming him because it is clear that he has no clear-cut plan. He's never going to succeed. And how do you confirm that? Just watch how he responds anytime there is a dissenting voice. Whoever you are, you try to offer help, they will begin attacking you because they don't know any other method to use aside this disaster that they have brought upon Nigerians. So watch how they responded to Sanusi Lamido, to the delight of many Nigerians, because Sanusi at the beginning was defending them. Now watch the response of the Tinubu regime to what he said. We don't need your support for Tinubu's policies. FG replies, Emir Sanusi. The federal government early morning on Thursday told the Emir of Kano, His Highness Muhammadu Sanusi II, that it does not need his stamp of approval of what it described as laudable policies of the government. The government also told the Emir, who was a former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to rise above personal interest and partisan undertones and prioritize the greater good of Nigerians. These admonitions, amongst others, were contained in a statement issued by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, in reaction to the recent comments made by the first-class monarch on the economic situation of the country. Reacting to the comments credited to the Emir, that is the video we just watched, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, in a statement titled, "We don't need Sanusi's stamp of approval for our laudable policies," expressed disappointment at the Emir's alleged negative comments on the reforms of Tinubu's administration because of his alleged shift in loyalty. Continuing, the statement said it is deeply disappointing that reforms widely recognized as essential by global experts, including by Emir Sanusi himself, are now being subtly condemned by him because of shift in loyalty. His Highness, given his background in economics, has a unique responsibility to contribute constructively rather than undermine reforms aimed at collective progress because he feels estranged from his friends in government. Wow! They lambasted Sanusi, and I'm very happy about it because he tried to defend Tinubu at the beginning. Anybody who tried in any way, who has from the beginning, even during the campaign, supported this evil administration, is a disappointment to me. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to this, that ugly video from the Nigerian Senate involving the IG of police and these other senators began making the rounds. Can you imagine that the Inspector General of Police approached the Senate to present the budget of police, and the budget document he submitted to some senators was different from what he was presenting? This is open, broad daylight fraud. See the video.
Mr. Chairman, Mark Eset is my name from Akwa Ibom State. Okay, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Am I recognized, Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. I am from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I doubt. What the IGP is reading is quite different from the document we have in. No, sir, we are all here for budget.
Very important,
it's very, very important that whatever they are presenting, all members will be acquainted with it. You can't give me a copy after this. It's not the same thing. The details are not here, like the zonal offices he has mentioned. They are not captured here.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Senator, please. Take it easy. It is our decision within the leadership of this committee to allow IG to summarize his presentation.
No, Chairman, we're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We must do the right thing. We are not in the chamber. You are there to wait for and collect it. You have it.
It's not in this copy.
What is written is
a new copy was sent to you. Check and see it. If you just have a copy, ask for the copy.
Yes.
This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
point of order, Chairman.
There is a point of
I'm
order
still on the floor. I'm still
Senator.
on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
We need the opinion of all the members. Can we allow IG to proceed with what he's reading?
No, we don't have
We don't have it, please.
Then I will leave. I will leave.
What are we reading now?
What do you want to do? We are acting in the head. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Mr. Chairman. Point of order, please. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. We are here to serve Nigerians. And Nigerians should see us as a very serious institution. We are not against the presentation of the IGP, but I, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should have what the IGP is reading. Yes. Exactly. Please let me finish. I represent the section of this country. What the IGP is reading is different from what I have. And I'm going to ask questions. Let me finish.
You saw that. A very, very disgraceful sight there. And trust them, tomorrow somebody will come up with one long explanation on what happened, or a very short explanation trying to say it was nothing serious. But I can never be deceived that a whole Inspector General of Police turns up to a budget presentation panel with two different budgets. And you are saying, come and take, he's here, he's another one. You collect that same one he's saying, come and take. You won't still see some things there. Some things will still be missing. The fraud is just there in the open. And he just went, Egbetokun, IG of Police, went and sat down beside those men in charge of the committee. They have planned everything. Just come. We'll just do it. Just present anything and go. Give us our own share. The sharing formula. This is what Nigeria has been reduced to. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take a few tweet reactions. This tweet here by Feromi Folaon says, shame on whoever is the chairman that permitted a public officer to proceed to present budget to Senate committee blindly. A whole chairman who is supposed to scrutinize the public officer. These people will finish Nigeria if this type of leaders continue to take offices. All the people in APC are like this. These are the kind of people they have in the APC. I'm sure they are all APC senators. I can bet anything on it. They don't want the good of this country. They are only there for themselves. And Ade here says, how is it not a big deal? Thieves, you gave us a different copy and you are reading different copy. In school setting, you are going to be disqualified for that project defense because you are not serious. University project defense, you do this kind of thing, you are disqualified. But of course, this is the Nigerian Senate. It's such a joke and a sham. And J-Man here says, why give them a copy in the first place when you know quite well that what the IGP is presenting is different from what you gave them? Fraud nation. Fraud in all ramifications. And anti-corrupt here says, every sector in this country is rotten. If you still believe in these politicians, you are wasting your time. That is it. And that is what we keep saying. these people have completely finished this country because they have one agenda: their pockets. Whatever they do, their pockets. Anytime they gather to discuss, their pockets. Budget defense, their pockets. Projects, pockets. Relief materials giving, pockets. There is nothing that has the people at the center. The APC they have no ideology. Their party ideology is just stealing and corruption. And that is why we keep telling Nigerians that for us to have a country at all in the near future, we must come together and kick the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Nah, I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go.